students, good morning to all. Today we will be starting with the second semester portion, and the first thing we will be studying is the part 1 of the unit 6, which is a poem, and the name of the poem is Trains. It is written by James S. Tippett. First we will read the poem and then I will explain it to you all. Trains. Over the mountains, over the plains, over the rivers, here come the trains. Carrying passengers, carrying mail, bringing their precious loads in without fail. Thousands of freight cars all rushing on, through day and darkness, through dusk and dawn. Over the mountains, over the plains, over the rivers, here come the trains. By James S. Tippett. Now let us start with the explanation of what we have read. First, let us start with the name of the poem, which is Trains. Now, all of you know what are trains, and all of you must have travelled by trains as well. કર્યું છે ને બધાએ ટ્રાવેલ ટ્રેનથી? કસે ને કસે ગયા હોશો બધા. Now, let us start with the first stanza. Over the mountains, over the plains, over the rivers, here come the trains. In the first stanza, the poet tells us through which places the train has travelled. The train has travelled through the mountains, plains, rivers. Over is a preposition which is used to show when you cross from one side to another. So the train crosses through the mountains, through the plains and through the rivers. Mountains means steep hills. પહાડો જોયા છે ને બધાએ? Mountains એટલે પહાડ. Plain is a large flat area. ખુલ્લો એરિયા હોય એને પ્લેન કહેવાય. And rivers એટલે નદિયા. So the train passes through the mountains, plains and rivers. Carrying passengers, carrying mail, bringing their precious loads in without fail. Now in this stanza, the poet tells us which things the train carries. So the train carries passengers. Passengers means the people who travel through public transport. જે લોકો ટ્રાવેલ કરે ટ્રેનથી તે બધા passengers હોય. Carrying mail. Mails means letters or parcels which are sent through post. પોસ્ટના થ્રુ જે બી લેટર્સ કે પેકેજીસ ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ થાય એને મેલ્સ કહેવાય. Bringing their precious loads in without fail. And the train is also used to move precious loads. Precious means of great value. કિંમતી વસ્તુ એકદમ. કિંમતી વસ્તુઓને અહીંયાથી ત્યાં સેન્ડ કરવા માટે પણ ટ્રેન્સનો યુઝ થાય. In without fail means without fail the train manages to carry the passengers, mails and other precious loads from one place to another. કોઈ પણ ચૂક વગર બરાબર ટ્રેન એનું કામ કરે. Thousands of freight cars all rushing on through day and darkness, through dusk and dawn. So there are thousands of freight cars. Freight cars means trains which carry goods in large amounts and do not carry passengers. Freight cars એટલે એવી ટ્રેન્સ જેનાથી passengers ટ્રાવેલ નહીં કરે, ખાલી જે સામાન હોય એ જ ટ્રાવેલ કરે, એને freight cars કહેવાય. All rushing on. Rushing means to move or do something with great speed. એટલે ટ્રેન્સ આખો દિવસ અહીંયાથી ત્યાં જતી જ હોય કંઈનો કંઈ સામાન ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ કરવા. Through day and darkness. Day એટલે full દિવસ ને darkness એટલે રાતના. Through dusk and dawn. Dusk is the time after sun has already gone down and it is nearly dark. Sunset થયા પછીનો જેમ અંધારાવાળો ટાઈમ હોય થોડો થોડો એને dusk કહેવાય. And dawn means the early morning when the first light appears. એકદમ early morning જ્યારે first light દેખાય આપણે સ્કાયમાં એને dawn કહેવાય. Over the mountains, over the plains, over the rivers, here comes the trains. And again in the last stanza, the poet tells us from which places the train is travelling. That is through the mountains, through the plains and through the rivers. I hope my students have understood this poem about trains and how they are useful to people to travel from one place to another and also to transport goods. Thank you. Goodbye.